Hey there, it's Michelle Spiva, and I am coming to you with day number 29. Yes, day number 29 of my 30-day preparatory month for Leader of One. And today, more of my preaching to self, and maybe those of you who care to join me, I am talking about lose the perfect. I have heard over and over again, done is better than perfect. And, it's easy to say, yeah, I know. But when it comes down to it, all of my stuff, your stuff that we deal with will come out at the beginning and at the end. And so on the home stretch, buckling down, I got to go run some errands, some in my, stuff. The perfection is just trying to do me in. And so I want to say to you, if you have gotten to this point, like I have, don't stress, don't worry. Lose the perfection. Another way to say this is get rid of all the attachment, all of the emotion, if you will, about the project or about what you're trying to accomplish and become. Get some distance from it so you can be a little more objective of what you can do, what you can't do, and what needs to be done. I talked all the way through this about changing and growing and perfecting the ability to have multiple perspectives of things. And yet again, it is coming back around. So lose the perfect. It's easier said than done, of course. So some of the things I have been doing today have been to just put one foot in front of the other, just doing consistent work. Work for especially the creative like I am, we can't afford to work when the mood strikes or when we're having a good day. We have to work every day and we have to show up no matter whether it feels good or if it feels bad. I was looking at some of the stuff I had produced, and I was like, it's just crap. And it took everything in me not to be like, I'm just starting over, because I can, because I've been doing that. And I had to realize, girl, lose the perfect. And the reason why I'm saying that and sharing that with you all today, because tomorrow is the last day of this 30 days. Do I feel like I'm finished? Heck no. Do I feel like this was great and I just ran the Olympics? Of course not. I feel more like maybe the Olympics in the back of my fantasies. This was hard going. It was something. But when I look back on these days that I've been endeavoring to do this and being publicly accountable, I have learned some things. I have learned chinks in the armor, cracks in the wall. I have learned tendencies that I was not quite aware of. I have learned how to better be able to be consistent through the cycling of a month and just a whole bunch of other different little things. I have learned the power of one and some, incremental change. Instead of being like, oh, I'm going to do that. Instead of just being able to keep my word to show up each day. And so I really want to encourage me and you to lose the freaking perfect. Get any kind of attachment away from what you do and who you are. And so because of that, I read this one time. And so I keep lists of little things, little anecdotes and things that speak to me. And I'm going to share this one with you. And it is respond instead of react. And so today I have just been determined that I'm going to respond to what's coming up for me, working on my projects, knowing that today is also an errand day where I have to go and do stuff, and being able to not get myself in a total tizzy over the dark side, the shadow parts, the things that I'm not coming up with, that I thought I was over this, better than this, not me, and all that kind of stuff. So to me, responding instead of reacting is a little bit like when I was talking about yesterday about the power of handling things and not trying to solve stuff, and being able to be resilient, bounce back when I see another crack of imperfection, of how, I have these grandiose, ooh, today, baby, I am going to conquer Mount Vesuvius and plug it up. And I can't even get to the base of it, being able to have some self-forgiveness, self-compassion, and those things, and understanding that even though I only have this time, this moment is the only thing I'm guaranteed that I am living in, yet still will I persevere, will I move on. And so there are certain trophies, I think, that we each get whenever we endeavor to do something with a mind to do it. And I really believe that doing this publicly, especially during a holiday month, and knowing that I have to be accountable, and I have to show up. Some of the trophies I think I see coming at the finish line are going to be better understanding of self, how mindless I have had become, and how much mindful ground I had given up. I learned that through meditation, and being able to spend those moments in the morning of sitting still, and sometimes at night, sitting still before I start my day or end my day. And that was eye-opening. I know I'm probably going to be talking a little bit more about this tomorrow as well, but it's one thing for me. When I started out, I was like, I suspect I gave up more ground than I gained based on what I was able to produce in this year as opposed to last year. Suspecting and knowing are two different things, and it will freak you out. And I'm like, this has only been, less than 30 days, and I'm getting these insights. What happens if I continue to do this each day? If I continue to keep this momentum, this rhythm, this routine, this habit going? And so that's what I'm doing, because I'm also seeing the trophy of the burgeoning of new consistency, of being able to handle more, comprehend more, accomplish more, perseverance. Woohoo, that one. Being able to develop the muscle, the skill, and the ability to persevere. Those are just some of the things that I'm seeing. And if those are starting to become real within just 30 days, just imagine what else. Understanding how I have to have a contractual integrity between all parts of my body. It's cold. Where I live in Atlanta, this is cold for me. I have friends that live in way colder places, and they just shake their head. But look, it is what it is, and I'm I'm usually freezing, and it's easy for me to get back into old habits of just wanting to cocoon, stay warm, and just right in my little hovel. No, I had to realize that in order to do what I'm doing, and for you to do what you're doing, there needs to be a contract of integrity between all parts of you. Moving my body daily, getting enough rest, having the time where my brain can recuperate due to proper amount of movement, exercise, proper amount of oxygen, deep breathing, and all that kind of stuff. I learned something, and I was just like, oh my gosh. It's called internet apnea. And okay, so you think about sleep apnea. When you go to sleep, people who have sleep apnea, they the outward sign is that they snore just really badly. But what it means is they're oxygen deprived because they're not able to breathe in enough. And I wish I would have remembered this lady's name to give attribution to it. But she coined the phrase because she did research and started noticing that people who live in front of the computer, whether it's work or pleasure, whether if you spend a lot of time, not only do we suffer from the eye strain of being in front of the computer, there's also, we're not breathing deeply. And I have found that just by for me, I tried to do about 30 minutes of meditation each day, and it normally ends up being anywhere from 20 to 30 for me. And during that time, it's about oxygenating my body with deep breathing and clearing out the cobwebs and all the frenzy of the thoughts that are coming. And I'm going to tell you, I know about the power of breathing from a therapeutic model. I know it. But it's a difference when you experience it on a different encounter and a different level. And I'm telling you, taking that 30 minutes to concentrate on filling my body with air, I became aware of so much more dullness, dimness that I was depriving myself from because of shallow breathing. And to think that we're so concentrated and mesmerized on what we see in this monitor that we forget to deep breathe to the point the lady is like, there are people holding their breath, and then when they do remember, it's a shallow breath. And thus we are doing harm to our longevity. I mean, when you don't breathe like you're supposed to in a habitual manner, you cut years off of your life. And the thing is what she noted was exercise. Unlike, some other things, exercise for this one, it doesn't rectify the damage you're doing to your cells and stuff. So being able to learn things like that, developing a habit of remembering to breathe. And so now I think because of daily, focused daily meditation, and I'm sitting in front of this computer and I'm like, girl, breathe. And if you do that, even if you just remind yourself to do that 3 or 4 times during your time in front of your monitor, that's more than if you were just sitting there shallow breathing or forgetting to breathe. And so when I talk about losing the perfect, I'm not talking about just perfection. I am talking about the illusion that whatever you do is going to turn out perfect, it's going to be perfect, or it's going to be easy to be perfect because you said you were going to do it, or I said I was going to do it, So all of this stuff that I'm talking about, all of these things that I've been going through, these trials and all of that, they're not for naught. There's a lot that I have been learning and growing and sharing with you. And I'm really excited. Coming down on the home stretch tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Now I will tell you, tomorrow I'm probably just going to be kind of like chilling out because it's physically a Sunday as well. And also, if you're watching this in live time, it's, New Year's Eve, and I'm going to be doing a few things. But I just need y'all to know, coming into this home stretch, done is better than perfect. Don't take yourself so seriously, Michelle. And know that we got this. And even if you don't finish what you said you were going to do, just move it back up to the top priority and hit it the next day. And another thing, before I go, protect the sanctity of your word to yourself. For me, doing that was hard. I had to learn to leave my phones in another room and only come out to check them. And I had to retrain myself. And the funny thing is, I thought I was going to be retraining others. funny thing is when I would come back and I'd be like, oh, sorry, I missed your call. I was, working. They'd be like, okay, fine. That kind of thing. They weren't like, you're going to call me immediately back. You missed my call or whatever. And it was very enlightening to me that when I stopped trying to be perfect Michelle, that's always catching everything and doing everything, cutting myself some slack. I knew I was doing this, but that in hindsight I was becoming better at being able to do what I needed to do and keep better commitments to, my inner circle and stuff like that. This project, this is just the beginning. This is not even the tip. This is the tippy tip top of the iceberg of the leader of one project that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing something each month. I am probably going to be doing a podcast on it and some other things coming up. And it's not because I am trying to well, let me just say this. It doesn't matter. All that matters is I think I get great benefit from it. The feedback that I get from other people is you get great benefit from it. So let's do this together. And so I'm going to be, moving forward with that in the coming new year, posting how to find it and all this other stuff. You guys, this has been great. It's time for me to go to run some errands because it's late and I should have had this done before I did this. But anyway, I digress. Y'all have a wonderful day. We are on day number 29. Lose the perfect. It's okay. Get it done if you can. If you can't, do what you can and come back to it tomorrow and the next day and the next day. All right? So until tomorrow, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and be your own leader. Lead yourself. All right? I'll talk to you later. Bye.